The symbiote suit storyline is one of the most iconic Spider-Man stories ever. Since the symbiote's introduction, the symbiote arc has been told in hundreds of different ways and has exploded in popularity among Spider-Man fans. We've had Spider-Man get the symbiote, we've had other characters get it, then there's been spin-offs made, and some of the most iconic Spider-Man comics are with the symbiote. The fans simply love the symbiote suit stories, and I'm one of them. The point of this video is to say that a lot is riding on Insomniac Games nailing the symbiote suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2. It will be a major pillar of the entire game. If you don't get this right, everything else around it can fall apart. Since the release of the first game, fans have been clamoring for that symbiote suit story. We collectively lost our minds to see Harry with the symbiote on him in the post-credit scenes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The symbiote suit storyline has given us some of the most iconic Spider-Man stories, but we need a take on this that is familiar and true to Spider-Man, but is also told in a way that Insomniac would tell it. So in today's video, I want to go over the importance of the symbiote suit and discuss some of my hopes for it within Marvel Spider-Man 2. So let's swing on into it. So first things first, and this is a major one for me, I don't want to see anyone else get the symbiote in this game. This is and should be a Peter Parker focused story, with other characters around Peter being supporting characters. It's a direct sequel to Marvel's Spider-Man, and I want this to be really focused on Peter and his relationship with the symbiote, how it affects him. I want to see his conflict and his struggle with the symbiote. Sure, the symbiote could go to another character like Miles, and it would be something different and fresh, but I'm a bit of a Spider-Man purist, and I just want to see this storyline through Peter. I'm not opposed to anyone else getting the symbiote at the end of the game, and I wouldn't be mad. But other than Venom, of course, having the symbiote, which I'm assuming is going to be Harry, and Peter getting it, that's all I want. Alright, so another thing that we need is for the time spent with the symbiote to be a pretty lengthy one in this game. Anything less than 50% of the game with the symbiote on Spider-Man would be a bit of a disappointment. I'm imagining that the symbiote suit will offer a different gameplay experience that the OG suits cannot give us, and I want to have a blast playing with this suit and experiencing all of the new traversal mechanics as well as some of the fighting mechanics, and I don't want that to be taken away from me too soon. Ideally, I'd like to see him get the symbiote at some point during the first act of the game and not take it off until around the third act. This would give us a substantial amount of time to play around with this epic suit. I hope that this suit makes us feel so powerful through its gameplay. My hope is that the symbiote suit offers a fresh gameplay experience with new abilities and a different fighting style, some that are just unique to the symbiote suit only. I have no doubt that this will happen, but I hope that the brutality of Spider-Man's fighting style is taken up a few notches with this suit. The next thing I want to talk about is something I haven't seen much discussion on, and that is the black suit theme. I want to hear a black suit theme song that rivals Danny Elfman's theme for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. I mean, you could say whatever you want about that movie, it certainly deserves some of its criticisms, but one thing that still gives me goosebumps all these years later is the scene where Peter finally gets the black suit and that black suit theme plays. It's an iconic piece of Spider-Man music if you ask me. I would play it on this video, but Sony likes to copyright claim that music, so I'm going to avoid it. But if you're a Spider-Man fan, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. John Pisano, who scored the first Spider-Man game as well as Spider-Man Miles Morales, is a phenomenal composer, and I have no doubt that he will deliver an epic and badass symbiote theme. I really trust him, and I feel like he understands this character, so I have full faith and confidence in him to deliver a really great theme for this suit. So let's talk about some story elements for the symbiote suit now. If you've been following my channel for a while, you probably have heard me talk about the importance of Peter Parker's relationships. I believe that Peter Parker's relationships and friendships are a core part of who Peter is as a character. So one of the major things that I want to see from the symbiote suit is how that suit affects his relationships with other people. The symbiote will likely influence Peter's decision making and his personality, so how will this affect his relationships? It obviously could and should cause some friction between him and MJ, but I think the one that I'm most interested in seeing is how the friendship between Peter and Miles plays out. How does Miles react to seeing his friend change when having the symbiote? Does it cause them to eventually fight? Do we get an epic boss battle where we play as Miles and try to stop this powerful version of Peter from doing something wrong? There are a lot of ways this could play out, and I desperately want to see that friction between these two characters in particular. So these are just a few key points that I would love to see Insomniac touch when it comes to the symbiote suit in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Again, these are just a few of my personal preferences, so if you have something you would like to see from the symbiote suit, let me know in the comments down below. I also just want to say I'm so happy to be back and making videos. I'm just now getting back into my routine since getting back from my honeymoon. I appreciate all of your support and keeping up with me over that time. Keep an eye out for another video coming out soon where I talk about how epic 2023 is going to be for gaming. It's going to be an awesome video. But that's going to do it for me on this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.